let's start that again. So this week's live stream is going to be entirely about the Bank of England's base rate reduction today from 5.25% to 5%. We're going to go over what I think that's going to happen or mean for the housing market in England. Also going to go over Zoopla's latest house price index as well, what they're saying's happening. We're going to scoot over that because that was a few days ago, so I'm sure you've seen a video on that already. And also I'm going to, well, towards the end of the video or live stream, I'm going to be showing you how many properties I've sold in July. Now, I've talked a lot on this channel about how many houses I'm selling, so I thought I might just prove to you that I'm not just one of these Billy bullshitting estate agents trying to drum up interest in the property market to fool you into buying a house, overpaying, stretching yourself. I'm not like that at all. I'm as honest as they come. I want to help people buy houses, avoid being ripped off. Yeah, so that's what this channel was mainly for during the pandemic, was to help first-time buyers buy their house in a very competitive market. Now it's not quite as busy. Yeah, it's changed somewhat. There's different challenges. There's different information out there, misinformation as well. So I thought that, yeah, the channel's evolved a little bit. So first of all, important question for you. I love summer. The main fact for that is lemon Fanta. Name me a better non-alcoholic cold drink better than lemon Fanta. This, I could drink litres of it. Not good for my body, but absolutely love it. So yeah, name me a better drink than lemon Fanta in the summer, if you dare. If you dare. So I'm glad you can hear me now. Fantastic. So let's get into the crux of this live stream, which is really about obviously the base rate being cut and what I think it means, how it could affect things, and what I hope estate agents and sellers don't do, because there's always a flip side to everything. And I think with interest rates going down, there are pros, there are cons, there are right things to make of it, wrong things to make of it. And I just want to go over what I think may happen or may not happen. I'm not an expert in interest rates. I don't profess to be an economist or anything like that. This is all just my gut feeling on this channel about what I feel affects the market in my area in North Essex, and maybe it can help you guys along the way. So first of all, let's get into our old friends, BBC News. So important moment as interest rates are cut to 5%. Now this is obviously a really big moment because we've had these, I'm going to say elevated, to my generation, these interest rates are elevated. Like we've known for the last 15 years, sort of 2% base rate since the financial crisis. Yeah, so we've had really low interest rates, and my generation have got used to those. So when we're hearing 5, 6, 7% mortgage rates, it's really, really tough for somebody sort of in their 30s. Believe it or not, I'm late 30s. Yeah. Experiencing these high interest rates is not common for our generation. The older generation who experienced obviously the 13, 15%, but it's completely different. But yeah, cut to 5%, I think it's a headline story. As a lot of people have said, banks have already factored in a rate cut in the summer, from what I've read. Again, I'm not an expert. So a lot of mortgages started to come down over the last couple of weeks, not by much, and that sort of they preempted what would happen. So what I feel this does more than anything, because I don't think it's going to help many people monetary wise, I think it's going to be more a case of people having a bit more confidence in where or how much borrowing a large amount of money is going to cost them. Now, one of the good things about interest rate cuts shows that, yeah, we seem to be over the hill. And if inflation does go up a little bit, I think the bank are expecting that as well. But if we are over that hill, at some point in the next year, 18 months, 2 years, we are going to find our new normal. And the government, and the property market and buyers will find that, okay, this is what rates are going to be now, and adjust accordingly. Now, and that adjustment will be over the period of time that interest rates do come down, and swap rates, and then obviously the mortgage lenders, what they decide to lend us money at. But yeah, I think we can see light at the end of the tunnel, I hope. And again, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm just an estate agent telling you what I think with no economic experience apart from selling houses. But I've got three concerns about interest rates coming down. Surprising, I know. From an estate agent, you think I'd want it to come down really quickly. In a sense, yes, I would. But as an agent who thrives on transactions, obviously I don't get paid unless people physically move and complete and exchange keys. Is if we're now hearing that interest rates have come down and there will be further reductions in the future, is that going to stop potential buyers now thinking of buying now if in 6 months, 6 weeks even, at the next Bank of England meeting, that they could get a better mortgage rate? And then if people who don't necessarily have to move right now, who may see the house they want, may be comfortable with the mortgage rate they've got, think, oh, hang on, we might be able to save £50 a month if we wait a bit, £100 a month if we wait a bit longer, maybe £200 a month. So the delay in which falling interest rates could affect us agents, which I know you don't really care about, guys. I'm just letting you know how it will affect me personally. My worry is that a lot of people may decide to hold fire on buying somewhere while they're waiting for the new normal interest rate to hit. That's probably my main, my main concern. So if you are one of these people who potentially are waiting for interest rates to come down a bit more before selling, let me know, because I'd love to know what you, the buyers, are actually thinking firsthand from all over the country, not just in the area where I'm dealing with. Now, the second thing I'm worried about is how agents and sellers perceive the interest rate drop. Now, I know what a lot of agents are going to do. A lot of agents are going to say interest rates are coming down. That means buyers can afford more. They're going to be buying now, but all that sort of stuff. And sellers will lap that shit up. They really will. They really will. So many sellers are just fixated on what price the agent said they can get them. So they won't hit. But even if I come in after another agent is valued at £20,000-30,000 one, mate, I could give you the best presentation. If that seller is so fixated on price, they're going to believe whatever the higher agent says, especially when it comes to giving valuations, if they're money motivated, if they need as much money as possible, which I get to a certain degree. But at the same time, a 0.25% drop in interest rates isn't going to change valuations at all. In my opinion, it's going to help with confidence in buyers. Oh, okay, we are getting over the hill. Mortgage rates should start coming down in the medium to long term, more considerably, hopefully. But generally, I think a lot of agents will be using this as a, yes, come on, we can get you this money, we can get you this price because interest rates are coming down. There's going to be loads more buyers, all the bullshit which I'm sure some of you guys have heard or been sort of involved with. And I just really hope that my industry covers what's going on properly, which I know the vast majority won't, and it really makes it hard to come on this channel trying to be open and honest when 90% of agents don't care. They just want to get that house on the market, don't care about if it sells or not, get their money. Do you know what I mean? And that's a difficult thing to get across when I'm giving you information about how I do things, because I am an estate agent. And why should you believe me? Because 90% of my colleagues out there are bullshitters, and yeah, I don't blame you for for maybe not believing what I'm saying. But yeah, how agents frame this interest rate decrease, how sellers also sort of decide to take on the information that's going to be out there. I just hope that there's more people that are more well informed and don't just listen to the bullshit or the guffers, as Moving Home with Charlie would say. So yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen. But I think it's positive they're coming down. I just hope they don't stall the market by. I think that's where the Bank of England are quite careful. They don't promise that it's going to be a consecutive drop. They might have to hold them for 6 months. So you've got to make your own decision whether buying now or later is right for you. So let me know what you're doing, what you think about the interest rate cut, when you think the next one will be. And yeah, we can maybe talk about that as well. So that's my 10-minute rant on interest rates. I'm not an economist, so I don't know much about them. I just read a little bit and then come on here. So don't trust whatever I say. Next thing we're going to go to is the Zoopla House Price Index. Now, I've not done a video or too many videos on the house price indexes like I used to a couple of years ago. I used to do, every time one came out, I was able to do a live stream going over it, but I've not been able to do it as much. So the last one I done was about a month ago, and it was the UK House Price Index. And I know in that last month, I think Rightmove have said that house asking prices have come down slightly, but Nationwide and Halifax have both, I think for the last couple of months, if I remember rightly, correct me if I'm wrong, have said that house prices that they're attributed to or dealing with have actually gone up somewhat over the last few months. So, and let's go over this before I tell you what I'm experiencing, because yeah, I think this is. We're going to go over the executive summary, which is just obviously a quick run through. If you can't see it, sorry, I couldn't get any bigger. That's what she said. Right, so the executive summary. So they've gone, so from the last year, house prices are 0.1% higher, according to their data, than this time last year, which, okay, we've not had that huge drop off that some people may have been expecting or predicting. Interestingly, buyers are having to pay 96.8% of the asking price at the moment, which I believe is up. And stock of homes is up 16% than a year ago, which you'd normally expect if there's more stock that people's should be getting less off the house, more off the house, because there's more competition. But what you might be finding is a lot more sellers are coming on for the right price, which means haggling isn't as much. You don't have to haggle as much to be able to sort of get yourself a property. So the housing market continues to adjust to 4% plus mortgage rates, which increase market activity rather than faster paced growth. House prices are broadly flat over the last 12 months, but prices are higher across all regions and counties of the UK over half one in 2024. And I couldn't believe that. When I looked at their last month chart, I couldn't believe that house prices were up everywhere in the country, according to their data. And yeah. Go back and watch that video. It's the last live stream I've done, I think. UK house prices are on track to be 2% higher over 2024. That's a good thing if you're a seller. Maybe not so good if you're a buyer. The supply of homes for sale continues to grow and is 16% higher than a year ago. The average estate agent has 33 homes for sale. I've got over 100. So yeah. I don't know how many agents they have, or access they have to, but yeah, I've got well over 100. More supply and choice is supporting sales growth, but will also keep price inflation in check. And that's it, yeah, more choice generally keeps prices stagnant or sort of dips and peaks, a little bit like that. Buyers are paying a greater proportion of the asking price, 96.8%, which has rebounded the most in London and the South East. So yeah. In my last live stream, I was telling you guys that I was dealing with a lot of bidding wars and things coming over asking price, which I think in this market is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's just one of those strange things. And I said in my last live stream how many first-time buyers are buying, how you guys can afford mortgage rates as they are. There's me bricking it in 2 years' time about what my mortgage payment's going to jump up to from the comfortable figure I'm at now, and you guys are starting brand new mortgages with interest rates at 5, 6. Some I've seen at 6.5. I think is the highest I've seen. That's a residential. I've seen some 7 and 8% on buy to lets, but yeah, absolutely crazy how you guys are able to afford anything right now. So if you can, well done. Well done. So yeah, we've got a few people watching. So if you haven't liked the stream, it'd be really helpful for me if you could like the stream. It helps me so much. Yeah, it'd be absolutely fantastic if you can. So please do if you can, if you are logged into YouTube and whatnot. But yeah, So we are having a lot more bidding wars, and I put that down to us pricing correctly when a lot of agents aren't. A lot of agents are just going too high, and places are sitting on the market for months and months and months. And those ones are the ones that are prime for picking, prime for absolutely picking. 1 second. Lovely. Thanks for liking, guys. We had a few more likes, so I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Yeah, so lots of people looking somehow. Lots of houses in the market, lots and lots of choice. And I just hope those new people that are coming into the market, like, I just done a quick search on my area and 3 miles around, and there's 67 properties that have been added today, or reduced, which is a lot. But when I did look into it a bit more, one agent has listed all their houses with a shared ownership company. So you could probably take away 20 of those, but still 40 odd is a lot. It's a hell of a lot for this area. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. But right, so now, as we approach the crap that I've said, my opinion on Zoopla, interest rates, what agents should and shouldn't be doing, and sellers regarding the interest rate drop, I'm going to show you now how many properties I sold, not me personally, my office sold in July. Now, I have said on numerous occasions that quite often we are selling on average a house a day, which I thought we was on track for doing this month. In fact, when I was off today, I'm pretty sure we probably done more than one a day, but we just needed a certain amount of information in from the buyer, like ID or solicitors or anything like that. So these are sales that we agreed, which we had all the information in from the buyer, mortgage agreement, proof of funds, solicitors, ID, all that sort of stuff. I'm going to show that to you now. Now, I've had to get rid of some bits and pieces from it because, as I said earlier, I can't show all the information. Rightmove don't let us, but here we go. So that green bar there, that green bar is my office, and it blanks out the other rates. We see office 2, office 3, office 4. That's other estate agents in my town. So I've done all the postcodes that my one office deals with. I've done all properties. So we're talking higher, low, absolutely everything. And we sold 29. According to Rightmove. So that's from their data. We've made 29 properties sold subject to contract. Nearest competition is 24. And then you look at the lower end, right, where some agents are only selling 4, 5, 6, even 10 or 11 houses. Some of these agents are big corporate estate agents who are just crap. And if you're a seller who's thinking of using a corporate agency, just ask them to produce their sales for the last 30 days or the last month on Rightmove, and ask them to deal with all the postcodes they deal with. Don't exclude or include anything which would skewer the figures. That right there is my one office. And some of these other agencies here with office, they actually run 2 offices from the same Rightmove account. So agent number 2, for example, they've got an office where I am and about a mile down the road, which is basically the same area, the same postcode district. So their 2 offices have sold 24. The office underneath, they have 3 offices. So yeah, so 3 office worth. So we're doing all right, and we have hit over 1 a day. January and February we didn't, sorry. But generally, I mean, March we done 33, I think, 33 or 34 sales. But I thought it was important to show you what I'm experiencing now, as that's what I go on about. I go on about all the time is how many properties I'm selling, and a lot of those this month. I look really red, don't I? A lot of those this month have been higher end houses as well. Now, my town, we are a cheaper part of Essex, so we do get a lot of first-time buyers buying here instead of sort of Chelmsford, Colchester, East Ham, those sorts of areas, because we are more affordable. But a lot of the properties we've sold have been well above the average price in our area. So we're talking, so the average house is probably, I think it's about £260,000 in my area. A lot of them have been selling sort of 4, 5, 6. We've had a couple of £700,000 ones, and bidding wars on some of those as well. So yeah, it seems to be the whole market seems to be moving where I am right now. And I know where you are, you might be experiencing something completely different, but just ask an agent to show you how many houses have sold. So, I mean, going back to that, actually, if you think, and I'm not in a big town, 173 properties were agreed this month. It's quite a lot of quite a lot of deals being done, quite a lot of deals, and it still fathoms me how we are agreeing so much, and our fall through rate, touching wood at the moment, is so small. Even though deals are taking 4 months to go through, the amount of deals that are actually falling through is minute. And I'm going to go back into work tomorrow, and I'm going to have a bunch of emails saying I'm pulling out now. I've jinxed that. But yeah, I just want to go over those brief things. If anything else you want to discuss with me about the UK property market or the English property market, or even North Essex, which I can be a little bit more specific on, then please pop it in the comment section below. Really love to hear your feedback and questions. What do you think about the interest rate? Are you waiting to see if they come down lower before starting your move? Have you got a mortgage agreement already? You know what your borrowing power is, but haven't decided to pull the trigger yet because A, you haven't seen something yet you like, or you're hoping interest rates come down a bit more to maybe not even extend your borrowing power, but maybe to make the monthly payments a little bit more manageable, because buying a house does have associated costs, or home ownership does have associated costs with that. You've got your maintenance, haven't you? You've got all sorts. Boiler goes wrong, boom, $2,500, which if you was renting, your landlord pays for. But generally, and again, I'm touching wood, since I bought this place in 2019, we've had very little, just a boiler. That's the only thing we've had to have done. Everything else has been something we've budgeted for and sort of wanted to do. The boiler, we knew when we bought it was only going to last a certain amount of time, but we decided to do it before it buggered up. But yeah, so there are costs. So if you are thinking of delaying, to just have that little bit of a buffer between your mortgage payment and your disposable income, which, I mean, for us at the moment, we've got disposable income, which is fantastic, and a lot of people don't. We've certainly felt things get a bit easier the last few months in terms of prices. My wages have steadily gone up each month as we're selling more houses, and those are coming through into completion. So my pay packet has been a lot more healthier, which has been great. I know you all feel really sorry for estate agents and their pay packets, but some months it's bloody hard. Sorry, 1 second. Bloody love lemon Fanta. Anyway, yeah, so if you do have any questions before we wrap this up, we've been going 25 minutes. Let me know in the next 30 seconds, or I'm going to call this live stream to an end or a close. If you are watching on the repeat, if you like the replay, please post any comments down there as well. That'd be fantastic. And I'll probably see you again in the next week or two with another video. But if there's any topics you would like me to cover, or want a one-on-one chat or anything like that, my email address is in the description below. I've had to change from my old email, my current email address, to another one because there's issues with GoDaddy for some reason. I think somebody's tried to buy my domain. I don't get it. I don't get it. But yeah, email me on that. Lovely seeing you guys again. If you haven't liked the stream, and I've said it again, please like the stream. Be very, very helpful. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for spending the last 25 minutes with me, and I will catch you on the next live stream. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.